I made it back. I'm still here. It's kind of noisy right here. Hey, Mickey, I'm back. Cheryl. I guess we can look at the trailer. Of course, that's the beast making the noise. It's fixing to die. It's out of gas. Hey, Leila, I made it back. It's almost out of gas. I can tell by the way it sounds. Am I good or what? Actually, I just learned that yesterday, I think. Hot. You'll never believe. Well, never mind. It's not important. Where'd my tea go? Oh, my water. Oh, there's water in here. I'm right outside the bunker. Don't tell anybody. Hello, Mater 97. Brenda Childers. Oh, what am I doing here? What's the phone doing? I'm back, Julie. Assortment of things. I forgot to put on my do not disturb sign. I'm being disturbed. Alright. Well, have a good evening at church, Crystal. Yeah, it is Wednesday evening. Hey, Dolly 444. Flag on the ground? I don't see a flag on the ground. Hey, what's up, PJ? I'm doing well. Good to see you. Hi, Jen. Thank you, Shelley. Probably phone calls going on right now. Let's see. Spin this. There we go. I hear you, Longbeard. What's happening? We've cleaned off the property to a large extent to give them back their area. And yeah. Yeah, we're just, hey Mama Jan, some finalization of things that need to be done. And it's all good. It's all good. What was it that I read? I read something earlier today, something ridiculous that's going on around the world somewhere, probably California for all I know. I'm trying to remember what it was. See, when I don't have my phone available in my hand, I can't see the things that I see throughout the day. It's hard to remember that stuff. And I've even attempted to screenshot it, but even if I opened up a screenshot right now, it would shut down the live stream. So yeah, that doesn't assist me. I'm going to have to find another means and ways to make that happen. I don't think so. Yeah, Mickey. I guess I could use layman's terms. I'm at BH Bunker Hill. I guess using layman's terms, I'm on the fence about that. I think that's the easiest way to put it. Yeah, but I can't write like a lot of times it's a meme. Well, I guess I could write the meme out, right? Do you realize how many notepads I would have? I already have 3 for work. And those are hard enough to keep up with. Could you imagine me adding any more to my truck at this point? I probably should, because I do use those notepads to write things down when I'm thinking about it too. I heard a discussion. I don't know if I want to do this. I heard a discussion about words, particular words. I was kind of thrown back about it. Everything is on a small tablet, like as in a writable something, or they're talking about an electronic like thing, something. Well, I carry an iPad too for work, so yeah. See, Chessie, I hear what you're saying. I read what you're saying. And you're 1955. Wow, go figure. I'm 10 years your junior. But nevertheless, I believe, anyway, just by reading that. But anyway, I always have a hard time pulling it, getting it, finding it in the notepad, whatever. I don't even know. I have attempted... Oh, it's Chessie in 1955. I've attempted that. I tell you guys, I am not technology literate enough, it seems, most often. 7/8" tablets. Yeah, you're right there, because I just turned 57. An Android S8. I know, right, Linda? I just Android. I'm even worse with an iPhone because I have an iPhone for work, and I was trying to share a contact today, and I couldn't figure out how until somebody says, Frank, click, click, boom, there it was. And I was like, okay, thank you. What else can I say? And then they were showing me something else about there's like a translate button in there where I can write something in English and it would come out in Spanish, or I can write something in Spanish and it would come out in English. So I didn't even know they could do that. I mean, come on, for real. I have an iPhone for work, not mine. I have an Android Galaxy S8, I believe it is. Galaxy S8. Brenda Childers, I hear you. Yeah, I'm serious, guys. You wouldn't be able to read my writing, but that's fine because I can. That's all that matters, right? It's my writing. Uh, Hold on just a sec. I'll show you a notepad from work. These are notepads for work. This one's for materials, and this one's for punch lists and other things that I had to do. Mind you, I've been working there for 4 months, and this is my third notepad. You see me flipping the pages, those are everything that I've written on already. I mean, it's just insane. So I write all day long. Like I said, materials lists. Uh, yeah. So I'm doing that all day long already for work. I'm going to put them back. And then I have an iPad from hell. uh, that's heavy. I don't have a shoulder strap for it, which I probably should take the time to do that one day. I don't know, maybe if I just asked the company, they might get me one. I don't know. I would have to ask. You can see the clouds are getting a little bit dark. You can kind of see there is actually no horizon back there. It's just I guess lighter clouds, because yeah, they're getting pretty dark here. Uh, it's actually moving down on top of me from that side. Yikes! I might have to make my way to my truck to get away from this. But yeah, so I have the iPad. It has all my drawings on it, which it's a good thing, but it's just something I will continue to have to get used to. I can get in and out of it easy enough because I know how drawings are labeled, I guess you would say. And but yeah, the iPad, I'm used to flipping pages in an iPad. Scrolling is something totally different. But the information is there, it's readily available, I don't have to ask. So of course, just like anything else in my life anyway. There's always good with the bad and bad with the good, no matter what. Yeah, I love my Android. By what a lot of y'all say, probably one of the best mics. I think it has a mic on top and bottom, if I'm not mistaken. One of the best mic setups and clarity in picture. And it definitely gives me some good pictures. I try to stay away from that, Chessie. I'm one of those boycotters, and I try to stay true to my word as much as I can. I hate buying. Yeah, never mind. But anyway, yeah, I try to stay true to my, and they're one. So that's Play Store, Google, all that crap. I know I have to use it because there's no other way around it, and there's something wrong with that in my opinion. But anyway, I hate to download new apps. It's difficult for me to add an app to my phone or allow an app to update, much less the phone to update. I hate all that stuff because I know it's just more junk that they're adding, algorithms or whatever. However you want to look at it. That's the way I see it. And that's my opinion is the one that matters. Yeah, I guess. Good for you, Brenda. If I did the work, I wouldn't have a punch list. We'll just put it that way. But because I'm dependent upon others, yeah, and they don't work directly for me. It's a shame, isn't it? California Mountain or California CAM. It's a shame. 20 people in their 20s can't read cursive. I've heard of that. I haven't seen anybody or experienced anybody as of yet. Yes, on the National Mall thing. Yes, I do believe so. I know that we want to have a rally. We haven't chosen a date. We really haven't even made it public, for that matter, until just a moment ago. Thank you, Frank. I don't think it's that big of a secret. We want to have another rally downtown eventually. We just don't know when as of yet. We'll just say it's one of our goals to get accomplished this year. Hey, Jeremy. The remainder is exactly Linda. All right, I just went to the bottom. Hey, what's up, WB Cowgirl? I have the Android S8, the Galaxy S8. I wouldn't see why not, Richard. Oh, I guess I was close to the bottom in chat. Thank you, Mama Jan. Hey, Richard. Eberly. Yeah, so we've got irons in the fire, and we need to make things happen. That's where we're at right now. And we're going to make that happen. Well, with God's blessing, of course. He hasn't failed us yet. I don't think he will now. He might try us, maybe. Like we've never been tried before. But we had some positive occur over the past week. As a matter of fact, a week ago today. And so, yeah. Yes, Karen, I am here at Bunker Hill. Who's my phone with? I don't know what you mean. Galaxy? I don't know. Yes, Mama Jan, all good things take time. And we know and knew and still know that this wouldn't happen overnight. And that's how we continue to do the things that we're doing. Hey, Scratching, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope everything's well. Oh, my T-Mobile. T-Mobile. Petty boss, that's funny. I don't mean it in a bad way because that's funny because I would still have a Rolodex, I'm sure, on my desk if I had a desk today. Hey, Rita. Four. But in the next 2 minutes, it could go down to 2 and then 1, and then I will go buffer. It's just a matter of what and when. But right now, it's doing better. Oh, great to hear, Scratching. Yeah, exactly. We were not kicked out of here. An agreement was reached and it was said, so that's all we did, you know. I mean, heck, we were here, what, 3 months? Three months or 4 months, something like that. And guess what? We're still here. We aren't done. We aren't done. Oh, nothing's happened. Hagerstown was a good time. Times never to be forgotten. And it only got better as 1776 made their way. I was out of work for 9 months. I don't know anything about that, Choctaw. That's right, Petty Boss. Everything happens for a reason. I have 116, and it's 106 right now in Sacramento. Wow. Well, our week cooled off. I don't think we're supposed to, well, we're definitely not going above 80, I believe, or 88, I think was the high of one day. The rest of them were in the low to mid 80s. So that's a change in the weather for sure. And the evenings are going to be kind of cool as well, so it's a sign fall's on its way in my opinion. Yeah, so I'm just hanging out here waiting for people to get back. I think I'm the only one here, so yeah. Guess you could say like security. but it definitely looks like it's going to rain. Y'all see them clouds in front of me? I don't know whatever happened with that, Karen. I would assume, well, I saw Big D and Oreo and Hippie just a little bit ago. I believe right before I got shut down. Uh, yeah, but y'all see them clouds now? Wow. It's actually kind of moving that direction, but I think it's going to be, I think it's going to get me anyway, maybe not. You can see the highlight over there. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but that is blue sky right there. See right here to my left is this stuff in here, so it's behind me, I think, kind of as well as in front of me. I do not know, Sin. I don't know anything about that. I think I left here around 8:30, 8:40, something like that, 8:45, something like that. I haven't, I only saw a few people, but I haven't spoken to anybody. I don't know what happened. If anything happened, I don't know. I think I heard that whenever I first got here. Somebody said that stormtrooper was in a grassy knoll, and they were hoping that we were going to be in a grassy knoll wherever we were going to. Hey, Barney, how you doing? But it's nice and cool out here this evening. A mild breeze. You can see where they're at, right there. Tops of the weeds right there blowing. Now there's a break in the sky. Where'd it go? I don't know if you can see it very well, but right there, that's blue sky showing right there through the black clouds. Them dark clouds, they're not black, but dark. Well, that looked dismal. What the heck happened? It's 108 in your part of Sacramento. Sin, you're out there in Sacramento. It's very hot. I'm glad we're not dealing with that. Hope we don't deal with that. I know here in Virginia, anything's possible in West Virginia, whatever. Hey, Midwest 0059. Yeah, they are. They're moving pretty quick. I hope I don't get beat on. Here, we'll walk this way real quick. Look through the gate. See what the clouds look like behind the tree line, fence line. And not too bad, but it looks like we could get something. This is, well, that's kind of big. It's right over my head. Huh? It looks like I could get something, maybe. You never know. That looks so wild over there. Those clouds there look cool. Where'd everybody go? We moved out. Well, we moved out of Bunker Hill. Yes, indeed. Crazy darn fires. Well, there's more fires going on, and I'm assuming you're talking about California, and its fires. I can't say I watch the news anymore, guys. I just, yeah. Well, I haven't had TV in it started down in Texas, I think, in 2015. And then I had it for like a year between Alaska and here. I had access to it at my son's. But yeah, I pretty much have it. No TV for me. Scratching at an undisclosed location. I checked the radar for you, all the area, and unless you're getting missed, that is not showing up on radar. There are no storms around you for at least 40 miles. Well, that's good to hear, because that looks like a storm. But it could just be a brief something bypassing, and I just now started getting mist sprinkles. So landed no water at the moment. Oh my gosh. We are also pretty much without electricity the way I understand it. I read something today about they were asking people with electric vehicles not to charge their vehicles because the power grid is being overloaded. Wow, how ironic. Don't charge your vehicle. In other words, stay home. Because we don't have power to charge all these vehicles. Does that make anybody wonder? Nice. Yeah, well, that right there kind of looks like the bottom fell out. I know what you mean. I haven't heard anything that's going on about the Texas power grid other than the fact, well, that there were people trying to buy the power grid up, I think, or connect to it. And yeah, I've heard some things, but anyway. Yeah, that's what they're trying, scratching. I don't know what you mean, Tim Morehouse. I'm glad to hear, Shen. That's information to me because I had no idea. I have no idea. I don't know anything about those vehicles. Hey, Veronica Cole, awakened lady. Uh, I don't know anything about electric vehicles. I've seen that they can run pretty fast. I've had a couple of Teslas leaving me behind, I will admit it, in my GMC, my V8, my 7,000 pound, oh no, my 5,700 pound vehicle. I don't know what their battery weighs, but I'm to understand that battery in and of itself, though, is like kind of expensive. Just saying. And they blow up. Just saying. I understand. I hear what you're saying, Jack Straw. That's funny. You have your camera pointed right at the clouds. Yeah, see how much they've changed now, right in that area? Yeah, you kind of have to read the whole thing in order to get the point. I don't know if you can tell, but that right there says 1776 Restoration Movement, Indiana. Where our house foundations are damaging ozone, electromagnetic radiation, noise pollution, coal mine generation. I'm thankful for the information, Sen, because I didn't know that. I've never heard that before, so yeah. That was new to me, news to me. Wow. Kind of control. Yeah, I guess they were playing just as much as I was. Kind of rode down the highway side by side for a while. And then I stepped on it to go around him in another lane because I was behind him. And when I jumped into the other lane behind him, he took off. Kind of like left me standing there. Hey, Cheryl S., how you doing? They also said no appliances either. I mean, wow. It's still astounding to me, Jack Strong. It's still astounding. Between 4 and 10, we are not supposed to use our big appliances and put the air conditioner at 78. Wow. I didn't know the batteries were that heavy, Theo. Oh, not a whole lot, Cheryl. I'm hanging out, waiting for others to arrive. And it costs $50,000. An Aptera 3-wheel electrical vehicle. Huh. 50 grand, but the battery can go for 1,000 miles on a single charge. I know, right? Brenda. Least we can do. Wow. That's just crazy, though, that you would think that when you had problems, what, a few years ago, a couple of years ago, quite a few years ago, those things would have been taken care of then, but where'd the money for that infrastructure go? Were the people that were in government there wealthy when they got into office? I think some of them had a silver spoon, more than likely, but the majority probably not, but they might be now. I wonder how that happens. Working on X salary and becoming millionaires. Just a question, throwing it out there. Or I guess thinking out loud, maybe. Has only a 200-mile charging cycle, but it only costs a little over 25. So half price for a fifth of the power, per se. I would agree with that, Mama Jen. Possibility of rolling outages again. Oh, well, I guess it's extremely hot over there. Oh, yeah, so if 78's too warm in your house, step outside and step back in, I guess. Is that how that works? An emergency note. Either you turn off your appliances or we're just going to turn off with the power grid, or the power grid's going to shut off. Take your pick. A heat dome over the area. If anything, I would want to believe that generation of electricity would be hot enough that they would want that cooled down with the natural air, unless they dumbed it in for AC. I doubt, but just talking out loud. I walked around a quote-unquote nuclear power plant, per se. or whatever the heck that thing was. Two of them. I did some work at NIH years ago, and they had two means of nuclear power in the plant, in the NIH. Some of us aren't quite done yet. Really. That's strange, huh, Choctaw? I still do. I should have already. I will tomorrow, for sure. Tomorrow's my regular laundry day anyway. It would be awesome, Linda, if they didn't have leakages. I don't know that they do. I'm just saying that out loud because of, what was it, Chernobyl, and I think we had something happen over here in New York. I'm not sure. If you keep all those wanting to use nuclear power for something else away from using nuclear power for something else, nuclear power could very well be the ideal way of generating our electricity. But everybody on Earth has their own ambitions, I guess you can say. And they would like to use that in a bad manner as opposed to something good. The dash of a Tesla is very odd. There are no gauges or anything, just beautiful wood. I can't say I've really seen inside a Tesla before, Sin. Well, thanks for that input. Yeah, because I had no idea. I had no idea. Maybe I have to, I don't know, find my way into one day just to go look inside, just because of what you just said, Sen. Thank you. I'm not the wood grain kind of person, but I mean, if it's real wood, yeah, maybe so. Though there is some grain in my truck. Wish that it didn't have it, but it does, so whatever. And it's minimal. Well, Rancho Seco, there you go, Mama Jan. I knew there was something. There's actually been a few of them, I'm sure. I remember hearing about them over the years. Can't remember them all, of course. I try not to remember the nasty stuff. Now, Sin, now that you said something about computer screens, what's funny about it, not the first time, but the first time I drove by this Tesla, they had two computer screens. A huge one, like right up in the face of the dash, above the console per se. And then there was another one below that, and they were both huge screens. When I pulled up on it, the illumination from the two computer screens inside that Tesla made me look. And when I saw it was two screens, I was like, that's crazy, because one of them had I couldn't tell what it really read, but the other one had a map on it. It had maps, like maps on it, where they were following a map to go somewhere. But yeah, it was crazy. Heck, for all I know, he probably put in his destiny and pushed a button and the car drove itself there, for all I know. Yeah, that would be my biggest concern, Barney. Do they really sin, or is that just like a folklore at this point? That's crazy to hear, Choctaw. I didn't never known that because I guess I've never lived near one. Where I think you said you're down in Mississippi, right? I've been through Mississippi a few times, but nothing like no stopping or maybe for gas or something. But that was about it. That's funny, son. The super collider generation, yeah. There was that. There goes a ballpark, Frank. Okay. I kind of figured, son, but hey, nowadays you never know. Anything's possible. The way things are these days, anything's possible. I've heard that as well, Choctaw, and wouldn't doubt it. Big Gov. The clouds just kind of went around me, though that's above me. But yeah, pretty much cleared out, per se. It did get some sprinkles, so we'll go with that. Well, misting. Somebody used the term misting a while ago. That's a mouthful, Choctaw. Huh? They, yeah. Like I say, it's always about the greenbacks. That's just the way this sick world is going right now. It's all about the greenbacks. That's been stated, yes, Barney, but we know how that goes. I don't know anything about California. I've never actually been there. Been to the airport in LAX a few times, but that's it. Or Arizona. Every other state, all the way to the East Coast I've been to, just not the northeast coast. Never been in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Ha ha ha. Are you here? If I run that way, would I have to shut down? Hagerstown's getting lots of rain today with flash flooding. Yeah, well, I just watched the storm go pretty much completely around me, and I don't want to speak too soon or too loudly because that doesn't look so good, but I don't know. You never know nowadays. In case some have forgotten, rain falls out of the sky. We'll bring some over here, Shorty. If you're watching. Or should I go pick them up? I know it does look like it, but I haven't yet, so yeah. I'm kind of happy about that. I'm ready to run if I do. No, Michael Slater. And then we did that. We had already done all that. Yeah, we already did all that, Michael. No, we were just given a moment. If it will, Mega Man, I don't know. I've seen some. I don't know anyone in particular. I mean, I do know of one or a few in particulars, but I've seen pictures of pretty much everything. And I went out to one the other day. And yeah, there's actually a few sin. The video you saw, one that was probably Patriot Q's video, possibly. I didn't see that video. I only saw the pictures of the place, and then pictures of another place, and then pictures of another place, and pictures of another place, and pictures of another place. So yeah, and visited one last weekend. So, anyway, I could sit here and talk to you guys live, or I can go turn on my radio and listen to it and not get a copyright claim. It always does, Sen. Everything always works out. We know it. It's the way life's always been, right? For everybody, pretty much. Sometimes things don't work out because they're not meant to be. I guess you could go with it by saying, when it's time, it's time. Until then, have patience. Jen, I do not know what happened with the fire truck as of yet. I do not know. I'm sure everything will be just fine. We were all talking about the canopy that you guys bought us. Uh, how well it's held up. It has its marks, but it's been holding up pretty well. I don't even remember how long ago we got it. What was it? June, maybe? Something like that in June. I'm trying to think of something to talk about. The story, anything. Well, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm still here. Mama, don't know what to say about that. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks. She was doing fine last time I spoke with her. Uh, yeah, I drive by her house every day twice. But she works from home, so I don't want to go and disturb her while she's working. You never know, she could be in a meeting or something. She normally doesn't mind if I stop by. I just don't like to disturb her in her work. My hours are very much earlier than hers. What did I do last Christmas? Absolutely nothing. My first car. My first car was a 1967 Pontiac Catalina. Big old boat. Had a 389 big block in it. It was huge. And that thing ran like a bat out of hell, man. All I needed was a battery. I think I paid $300 for it. It was sitting out in the field. The old man wanted to get rid of it. To me, he was old then. I was 18. Yeah, I was 18. And he was probably in his 40s. Go figure, I'm almost in my 60s. But I'm not old. But yeah, so I had a it was big, it was white, had blue interior. That was the biggest reason why I bought it, was because of the blue interior, because I like blue. Blue's my favorite color. White not so much, but hey, take the good with the bad, right? But yeah, no, that thing ran like a bat out of hell. It was an awesome car. All it needed was a battery. It fired right up. Drove it home that day. Tagged it, did everything to it. And because I didn't really have any extra money at the time, I don't recall doing a tune-up on it when I got the car, which is usually the first thing I would do, except for like that one there. It was brand new, so I didn't have to do anything. But I didn't do a tune-up on that car until I was ready to put that motor into a Firebird for my sister. I wound it up right before, this was in high school, so right before I graduated high school, I was taking the motor out of my car, because I'm going in the Army 6 days after graduation. So I'm taking the motor out of my car and putting it in her car so that she'll have a drivable vehicle. She ended up selling the car because the motor was too much for that Firebird. I was kind of upset about it, but do what you got to do. But yeah, that was my 1967 Pontiac Catalina. Look them up, guys. That's a huge car. I mean, it's extremely large and all metal. But yeah, I've always been a Pontiac fan. I like the GTO, of course, Le Mans. We had a few Le Mans in our time. What did we do with it? We did something with the Le Mans motor. My cousin had a brother. He had a it was a 400 small block. He had a 68 Le Mans. He also had a 72 Le Mans that he blew the motor in. But we took that 68 Le Mans motor and put it into a 75 four-door Cutlass Supreme, and that sucker would run. I had a shift kit in that transmission. That sucker would run. Talk about bringing back old memories. '63 Chevy Impala SS. Got it for a graduation present. Woohoo! In '71. Awesome. You're talking about Saskatchewan? Yeah, I do have him already, Gary, but thank you. Oh my gosh, a 65 GTO with a 400. Them 400s were screaming motors. That I took the motor from the Le Mans to put it in my Cutlass because I blew the motor in my Cutlass on a drunken stupor one night. That Cutlass had a 350 rocket engine in it, rocket motor, and it would run. I bought that car for like 500 bucks, I think it was, or maybe he wanted 5 and I dropped him to 4. He was my sponsor. Go figure, in AA. And I think I got him down to 400. Paid him cash, took the car home. It was running horribly, so the first thing I did was do a tune-up with it. Thing ran like a bat, dude. It was incredible. That car had some power. For as heavy as it was, it had a lot of power. '70 Dodge Charger Polara. Big green monster. I hear ya. '77 Catalina, and I had a '77 Grand Prix with a 400. Friend of mine, as a matter of fact, that's the fastest vehicle I've ever been in, Mike. Was a '72 Grand Prix with a 400. And I think we clocked out at 136 miles an hour. No? Yeah, I think it was 136. I'm not sure, but somewhere like that. Something like that. Yeah, when you could work on them, they were so simple. 64.5 Mustang, there you go. 74 Challenger was nice. Yeah, 74 Challengers are. I think we're telling our ages. We definitely are, Doc Savage, no doubt about it. A friend of mine had a 318 in a Coronet. And I think we were running like 16s and a quarter. 16 seconds and a quarter. So we took that 318 out and put it in a 383. And a car was running 14 quarters, 14 second quarters. It was pretty cool. Jumped a rapid 110 in it. Oh man. 69 Roadrunner, I wish I had that name. 69 Roadrunner, there was 2 of them that sat at this hotel in the town that I grew up in. Both were Super Bs. I think only the only Super Bs I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen any since those. And they sat there at that hotel for years. I remember that. They were pretty cool though. 59 pickup. I bet it rode like a log wagon. 59. On days, fine. I'm a bit tired because, of course, I do a lot of walking. But my day's gone well. It's rained quite a bit today, actually, at work. Got some inspections passed. I'm going for more. I think we're going for more tomorrow. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't remember if I saw an email come out or not. I'm ready though. As girls would cruise the strip, the guys would always accuse me of driving my big brother's car. Jealous boys, I had chrome reverse rims with baby means cool. Dukes of Hazzard fan. Yeah, I hear ya. Yeah. Big time Dukes of Hazzard fan. I've been over to Cooter's garage. I met, who did I meet? I think it was John Snyder I met. Or was it Tom? I don't remember. I know one's brown, and one's blonde, but that's quite a few years ago. '99 Ford Mazda pickup, V6. 25 years and going. I never knew Ford Mazda pickup was a thing. Just saying. Of course, I'm not a Ford fanatic, so I don't know much about them. I'm a GM guy. Not an AM or an FM, but a GM. Oh, it's just like a Ranger? I've ridden in a few Rangers. They're pretty tough little trucks. I know that one I used to ride in almost daily. Beat the heck out of that thing. Built by Ford in the USA, okay. Still have a 68 Chevy 327 pickup. My dad, the original owner, it's all original. I show it and get lots of first places with it. I bet you do. 68 Chevy, yeah, but what is it? Just a custom? I guess 68 back then. Well, yeah, they would have like a C10, C20, depending upon the size of the vehicle, 3/4 ton, half ton, so on and so forth. Oh, that's right. I don't know anything about cars, guys. I need to stop. I say that facetiously after all the rhetoric I got. Drive it every day. I hear you, Doc Savage. 8-foot 9-inch bed. There you go. And now you're talking a bed on the truck. Not like these miniatures that we have nowadays. But then again, you only had a single cab. Now we got crew cabs. There were a few back then, yes. My uncle owned one, 74, I think it was, or 76, crew cab. I think they called it a 2+2. It was a Chevy pickup. Oh, it's a Chevy long bed. Yeah. I remember the old long beds. Boom. What are you doing? That sounded weird. I need to go over there. Over there. Oh, what are you doing? You can kind of see the blue sky between the clouds over here. That looks pretty good. A wisp of clouds here in the... Oh, there looks pretty cool back there too. Still looks like it could rain, but it hasn't. Right, Michael? You could haul sheets of plywood. Corvettes are nice. Not my kind of vehicle, but they're nice. I won't, I guess I really have no opinion on the Corvette. Never owned one, never really wanted to. The new ones these days look pretty cool though. Yeah. I think they look pretty sleek. I don't mind seeing a nice Corvette every once in a while. Like I said, not my type of vehicle to own, but yeah. Too low to the ground. Yeah, you could say that. I'm a truck guy. Back in the day when we had a lot of cars, of course, they were always jacked up, so yeah, they weren't low to the ground. And jack them up, put big old fat tires on them, stick out past the fender well, and you had to have them high enough to get some air shocks or something. Oh, I don't doubt that, son. I don't doubt that. Yeah, because I guess honestly, in their minds, they probably think they got the best thing that there is for cars, but I don't think that's the case. Like I said, I'd take a GTO over a Corvette any day. And for that matter, I'd take a Firebird, especially a TA, or a Camaro, 69 Camaro, 68 Camaro, somewhere around there. That day I went to the car show and we walked around and we saw a couple of those. And of course my favorite is a 57 Bel Air. That I don't think will ever change. I've thought those cars were beautiful from the moment I remember seeing them. Yeah, I prefer my trucks. I'm a truck guy. And my truck's low to the ground compared to some. In my opinion, it's high enough for what I need it for around here. Wish there was places to go four-wheeling. I wish I could find some of those locales. Because I would take it four-wheeling. I drove to go over and do that service call this afternoon. I drove an hour southeast of here. And I hear you, Gary. But I drove an hour south. Well, it was due to traffic mostly, but it was 30. I think it was 37 miles, and to go do that service call, and put it in the Waze app to come back over here or to come up here, and it was hour and 26 minutes. And I think it was like 79 miles, maybe something like that. 64 Lincoln. Sounds awesome, son. 64 Lincoln Continental with suicide doors. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I always liked those with the suicide doors. I always thought they were cool. Fortunately, the whole time I was over there servicing his air conditioning, the weather held out because it was like as soon as I left there coming down the road, it rained and it stopped and it rained and it stopped. The 64 Lincoln is a rat rod. Oh, 64 Lincolns were cool, but it still got suicide doors and chopped top and everything. I think if I ever had the desire, I would raise a vehicle or buy one that's raised. But I'm getting old, that's not going to be very compatible. Ha! Always got to think ahead. Say my truck's slow, but the rear bumper's at least 20 inches off the ground, if not more. And the running boards don't fold up, and they're still a foot off the ground at least, so it's not that low. I wouldn't drop it. That's one of the things that bothers me about trucks is when people lower them. Talking about a hood ornament, he just brought a story to mind. I don't know that I've ever told this story to you guys, and so I'll tell it now. Now I'm wondering if I have or not. But anyway, so I'm sure most of you know I graduated high school in Utah. Well, we spent a few years in Utah, in and out. That was one particular year. 78, 79, somewhere in there. Yes, 1978 or 1979. What the heck was I going to tell you about? Dadgummit. I cannot remember for the life of me where I was going with this story. Oh, now I remember. The hood ornament. So, I was a very small kid. And I mean, stick body, small person. I'm not very big today, but I was very small as a child. So I was put with Eric, a friend of ours. He went by Flecha because his last name was Arrow, which is Flecha is in Spanish. And he was on crutches. He had cerebral palsy, I think it was, and he was on crutches. He didn't have much control from the waist down. His legs didn't work like ours do. But he got around on crutches very well, sure, after doing it all his life. But he used to hop fences on his crutches. It was crazy. Anyway, so I would go with him, and I would carry his weapon to make it easier for him. He would scare deer 9 times out of 10 just because he's trying to get his crutches off and unsling his gun. And when I was with him, I could unsling the gun and he could just have his crutches hanging on his arms if he decided to shoot like that. So I'm with him this day, and he would get cold. It was cold out. It was snowing. It was pretty cold out. It was up in Utah, November, deer hunting on top of a mountain. And we're up on top of the ridge, and we had family down on the right-hand side in the valley, and we had family down on the left-hand side in the valley, and we were standing on top of this ridge, he and I. And the family on the right-hand side had scared this buck up to the top of the ridge where we were. Oh, probably halfway between here and the fence line. There's really nothing here to talk in distance. It was probably about halfway, I'm going to say 100 yards. And when the buck got to the top of the ridge, it was a narrow ridge. It was wide enough for a vehicle because we were parked on it. And he gets to the top of the ridge and he looks over the other side and he sees people scrambling around down there in the bushes. So he stops as he stands there staring. And to this day, I'll never change my story. When we see this, this buck was huge. Because my audience is mostly old people, you'll understand the Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom deer that they show at the beginning of that program. Do you remember that back in the day? Yeah. This sucker was huge. And he's standing there. And we're sitting in the truck because Eric had gotten cold. So we're sitting in the truck warming up. Truck's not running. We're just sitting in it. Body heat. And we both saw the deer. He was like, shoot it, shoot it. I was like, how the hell am I going to shoot this thing? He was like, shoot it. Come on, man. Get out of the car. Get out of the truck and shoot this thing. And he had a 30-30. And like I said, I'm about the size of a pencil. And I get out and I go and I set up on the hood of the truck. We had the big clamp-on mirrors right above the fender there because we'd pulled the trailer up. It was the first year we'd ever pulled the trailer up to the to our hunting location. But anyway, I go and I set up on the hood behind the mirror, you know, right outside the door. And when I set up, our buddy that owned the truck, it was a, I think that was a Jeep Wagoneer truck. It had the removable camper. But he had just put an ornament that he had been wanting all of his life to put on a vehicle. It's a Pegasus horse, and the wings illuminated a very modest pink color at night with the headlights on, tail lights, whatever you want to call it, park lights. And he had just put this thing on his truck. And I set up on the hood, and it's right through the wings is where the deer's at. And I'm like, now what am I going to do? So I'm trying to tell Eric what's going on. The deer's totally distracted because of people on each side of the ridge. So he's not moving. And this happened probably over, I don't know, 3 or 4 minute time period, if that long. It may have seemed like forever, but it may not have been that long. So Eric tells me, he signals me to go around the mirror and reset up on the hood of the truck because I could barely hold the gun out in front of me. I mean, think about it, guys. If this was 79, it couldn't have been 79 because I wasn't that old. Nevertheless, maybe 77. But that had made me about 12 years old, weighing all of 90 pounds if I was lucky. Standing maybe 4 feet tall if I was lucky. So I get set up I managed to get around the mirror. The deer looks over at me but never flinches really, just looked. I stopped. He turned away looking down the ridge again, down the ravine. And I continued to move and I got up on the hood of the truck, on the front of the hood of the truck in front of the mirror. And I promise till the day I die, When I pulled the trigger on that rifle, I kid you not, I visibly watched the bullet travel through his horns as he ducked his head and ran. And to this day, I'll swear I saw the bullet go through his horns. But anyway, so he starts running down the ravine, or down into the ravine, and the owner of the pickup and my uncle, my oldest, second to the oldest uncle, was down there. Another very prominent man in my life, my Uncle Manuel. Him and Gilbert were down in the ravine, and all of a sudden you just hear these guns, boom, boom, boom. This deer was so big, nobody wanted to let it get by, and nobody got it. They chased it. Gilbert chased it all the way back up the other ravine and all the way down the other side just to make sure that they didn't hit it, and there was a blood trail, and he lost the deer. It's one of those fishing stories, you know. But to this day, man, that thing was so freaking big, it was unreal. I'm just fortunate I was able to see it myself. All over a hood ornament, Sin. See how that works? We hunted and fished all the time, Mama Jan. You know, living down on the Gulf Coast, where I grew up, we fished, we crabbed, we floundered. We had boats. We didn't have boats. We had piers. We didn't have piers. We had jetties going out on the beaches. Yeah, we fished like crazy as kids. Fished in the bays. Fished out in the Gulf Coast off the water, on the beach, casting rods on the beach, and catching fish. I think we were Rockport Beach. And if I'm not mistaken, the largest fish that our family ever caught was caught at Rockport Beach. It was a red snapper, probably about 35, 36 inches long, something like that. Huge, huge fish. And I remember that. I was a kid, I was young, but I remember that because of that fish. It was so big. Moose is delicious. Bear, yeah, I would agree with that. But I don't mind bear. Well, you got to take her mule deer hunting then. Yeah, Mama Jane, you're right about that. And what's crazy is that, you know, I'm used to hunting where you go out and find your food, not where you sit in a blind and provoke your food to come to you with grains and whatnot on the ground. I know sometimes it's sitting in a blind, you can't put down the grains, but I know some places that you can. At least I've heard about it. I don't know. Part of hunting is hiking, and in my opinion, hiking and up and down mountains and through the crevices and the ravines, and I don't know, that's just the way I see hunting. Sitting in a blind just is that, in my opinion, sitting in a blind. Though I do understand like duck hunting out of a blind, goose hunting out of a blind. I do understand things like that, but deer, nah. Used to go frogging at night. We did too. I know they grow tremendously too. They really do glow. Yeah, we had 6 or 8 lanterns, I think, growing up through the years. I've never had caribou. I would like to try that. Newfoundland. They went to Newfoundland moose hunting. That would be cool. Good for you, Gary Reed. That's why I want to get a piece of property so that I can do that for my grandchildren. I never taught my kids how to shoot. Bad dad that I am. The good thing is they all know how to shoot. That's all that matters. Frog gigging. We had a flood down there in the off the Gulf Coast. I think when I came out of the house, I think we had like 9 or 10 inches. Uh, the whole land, everywhere around us was flooded. So much so that going into town, there was this huge crown in the road. It was a 2-lane road with a turning lane in the middle, and the turning lane was a huge crown in the road. That was the only passable spot that people could get through. And when my uncle went through that area, I guess because the town sits so much lower than where we lived, because like I said, we had 9 inches flat across the yards or whatnot. But when he went in town, water was up to the door windows in a 1973 International truck pickup. So 45 inches high, maybe more. But yeah, different stories. There's other stories about that truck, especially up in Utah. Plowed through snow and everything. Kids don't go hunting or fishing nowadays, and not a lot anyway. There are some, of course. There still are. Yeah, they'd rather be on electronics. You're exactly right. Oh, I want to be able to teach my kids and my grandkids. Well, my kids have never been hunting to the best of my knowledge, but it would be fanatical to take them out. I see lights. I see lights. People are here. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Dadgum, it's already going on 8 o'clock. I didn't even realize it was this late. Oh my gosh, my battery power is almost gone. I need to get a battery pack. Hold on a sec.
I know first thing on my agenda is I must go pee. I haven't peed in about 7 hours.
Oh, I gotta go get pretty. Thank you. I'm freaking. My bladder hurts.
What's up, Jeff?
We'll make a fire with wet wood.
Again?
Yeah.
We did yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, well, we had cardboard and stuff that started up with it. We got none of that now.
I might have some cardboard in the show.
That I could spare.
112 people on here.
Big cooler right here. Big cooler over here.
Ooh. They left their coolers here. It's all mine. Oh, how y'all doing?
It's live, yes.
I found everybody. How y'all doing?
I was doing cardboard, right?
Yeah. Well,
Hi y'all. Hope y'all are having a good day.
Is this gonna work?
yeah, I will. As long as it burns.
We're a little bit busy for the moment, guys. That's good to hear, son. I honestly believe children need to learn. Get away from them electronics, or at least do both, if you will.
How you doing, Bobby?
Did my chat freeze, guys?
How you doing?
Can somebody chat something real quick? Last comment I got was from Sin about her grandchildren, 15, 12, and 9. If my chat froze, I'm going to shut it down. I'm not going to play with that tonight. Is anybody there? Hello, hello, hello. As you can hear, they put gas in the generator. Just so y'all know, that's my generator. See, I still have something here. I've been using my generator for a few months now. How many months we had that over here, Jeff? Can't hear well. Alright, looks like my chat froze, guys. I'm not able to read my chat anymore. I can't read my chat. Can you take that over there, please? And there's a couple of things in my truck that you need to get out that I need to give to you.
Okay.
Yeah, my chat froze, guys. I can't see what you're writing anymore. Hard. Thank you all for being here, guys, but I can't see chat anymore, so yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't know what to do. just infuriates me. Alright, everybody. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut down if I can't read chat, and I'm not going to go pull out my other phone and go through all that hassle. So, nice chatting with you all this evening. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming and liking my videos. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you all being here. You have a good night. Remember to always use discernment and everything going on in life today, and be safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Love you guys. Thank you all for your support. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye.